My name is Eileen Paktakan. I'm a teacher at Itliong-Vera Cruz Middle School. I've been teaching 8th grade core for 13 years now. I'm also an alumni of this community. I went to Pioneer Elementary, Alvarado Middle, and James Logan High School. In the next slide, you'll see some of our goals in English language arts. With all these goals, we also have students who prepare presentations and work in groups. So on top of becoming more better at reading and writing, we hope students are also learning social skills and also confidence through public speaking. Some materials students are always bringing are the writer's notebook to keep track of notes for English or journaling. Their outside reading book, we encourage them to choose a book of their liking and at their level. And of course, textbook note takers. On the next slide is demonstrating that many of our teachers have been trained in the following: Writer's Workshop, which also aids in the writing of their essays, and also understanding and slowing down the process of writing. We have Reader's Apprenticeship. The chart there demonstrates the types of reading skills and strategies we encourage students and cultivate in students. Other teachers have been trained in Kate Kinsella to help with the reading, and for our ELL or English language learning, our teachers are trained in Read 180, and that is also the curriculum we use. For our mainstream curriculum, we use the collections. We have a textbook that has short stories. We also have a set of novels. In addition, we also have close readers, which have short stories, and students can write in that textbook. Many of our novels are historical fiction that tie in with the history aspect that we also teach alongside our English classes. And the other books have to do with the coming of age that many middle schoolers tend to experience. We know that middle school is a time to learn about yourself and who you are and develop the type of person we know they can be. For growth and preparation, going to IVC and CCMS will help prepare them for Logan. Every grade level focuses on writing a literary analysis, creative writing. There are expectations of presentation. There are formal summaries in the 6th grade. On top of the 6th grade, our core teachers do a great job of helping our 6th graders learn how to open their lockers. They also organize a cookie social to help make new friends. In 7th grade, the major project they have is the Wax Museum, where students learn how to research and they embody the type of historical figure of their choosing. And in 8th grade, you use a lot of inquiry-based, project-based learning where students are working in teams to create presentations that address a compelling question or they are convincing an argument. Many of these assignments and projects, we hope they cultivate the type of high school student we know they can be, and we know that they are. In Logan, there's lots of formal essay writing, lots of literary analysis in their English classes, lots of formal presentations, and as always, collaboration. I'm going to pass the presentation off to Alyssa Escobedo. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Escobedo. I am a 7th grade core teacher at Itliong-Vera Cruz Middle School. Just a little bit about me. I am a product of New Haven Unified School District, going to Hillview Elementary and then to Bernard White Middle School and graduating from James Logan High School. And I feel very honored and proud to be part of our district and be back here, working here and supporting students as those before me did for me and my fellow peers. I'm going to share with you a little bit about our history curriculum in the middle school program. To start, we have a newly adopted curriculum for our social studies or history department. We have adopted the Teachers Curriculum Institute, or otherwise known as TCI, for our 6th through 8th grade history classes. The very cool part about TCI is that this specific one that we have aligns with the California Common Core state standards and not just Common Core state standards as a whole, so it's specific to our state, and so no adjustments need to be made. It also encourages engagement and collaboration through interactive classroom activities and inquiry assignments. They're built into the curriculum that allow students different modes to access the content. So students might be taking notes one day, but they might be doing a hands-on activity that allows them to learn history through a different means. For example, they For medieval Europe, students were in 7th grade, students were getting up and acting out the roles of those folks in kingdoms in our classrooms, and it was a really fun element that students really enjoyed, and they were able to make the connections to the readings as well. For 6th grade, just going over the different grade levels. For 6th grade, students learn early human times through Mesopotamia, ancient Egypt, China, India, Greece, and then they learn about the rise of the Roman Empire, to which in 7th grade, students learn about the fall of the Roman Empire. Then they span the medieval time period in the Mesoamericas, so that's the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas, in medieval Asia, Africa, and Europe. And then we end with the beginning of what is known as the modern times, so the Enlightenment and the Age of Exploration. In 8th grade, students pick up from their 5th grade history, where students learned about the rumblings of the American Revolution. So 8th grade starts with a review of the colonies to the Revolution, and then they work their way through the Constitution, and they end the year with Civil War and Reconstruction. An important note that I want to share is the perspective taking that our district and our history teachers do, and it's with intention, and it's super important when we're talking about social studies and history. So our teacher lens is we focus on learning perspectives of all groups of people in history in order to have a clear understanding of the impacts on different groups throughout our time period. So we're looking at people with power, people without power, marginalized groups, and the interactions of different civilizations and how that played out and how it impacted both people. And so we're really focusing on taking a holistic approach to what took place in history and not just viewing it from one specific perspective. This is important because it allows our students to be seen. We have a diverse population of students that we are extremely we boast that in New Haven. We love the fact that our students are in classrooms with people that are different from themselves and the same as themselves, and it allows all of our students to be seen when we have this teacher lens. It also cultivates a safe space within our classroom to provide the space for more in-depth learning. When students feel seen and they feel heard and recognized for who they are and who they are, then it makes the conversation in our classrooms that much more richer. And it provides a foundational critical thinking skills for ethnic studies in high school. As I'm sure you all know, ethnic studies, our district and our Logan has been kind of at the forefront of pushing forward ethnic studies in our district, and now it's going to be a California state requirement for graduation. And so our classes and the perspective taking that we do within history allows our students to have those critical thinking skills to be successful in these classes when they get to high school. And then last but not least, we have a student learning through projects and arts. I just wanted to provide some examples of how our students demonstrate their understanding of what they learn through multiple modes. So we don't just do multiple choice assessments. It's not only writing samples, although we do those things as well. We also provide other opportunities and other ways in which students can demonstrate their understanding. So just to go over a couple of the photos, we have the ancient Chinese terracotta soldiers that 6th grade has done to demonstrate their learning of ancient China. You have the poster that says freedom, that is part of the Kingdom and Queendom project for medieval Europe that 7th grade has done, along with their stained glass windows, where students picked elements from their learning to display on a stained glass window. Obviously, no real glass is used. No students were harmed in the making of these. And then students did do a write-up, and they shared out with their classmates regarding why they chose the elements that they chose. And then to the far right, you can see 8th grade doing their PBL projects. So another way in which our 8th grade students and our students in general demonstrate their learning through collaboration and through presentation. And now I'm going to hand it off to my colleague, Miss Colleen Williams, to go over math with you.
Hi, my name is Colleen Williams, and I am the Math Department Head at IVC. In my first slide, I will be sharing the different pathways we offer in math. In addition to our general math courses, we also have accelerated math, algebra, and geometry. This accelerated pathway will lead students to higher math courses in high school, including Honors Algebra 2, Honors Pre-Calculus, and AP Statistics. Here are the different textbooks we use. All of our textbooks have access to an online component, and students will also have access online for supplementary materials. Here's a list of what students will learn in each of our general math classes. You can see in Math 6 we focus on fractions, decimals, and algebraic expressions. In Math 7 we focus on integers, rational numbers, equations, and inequalities. In Math 8 we focus on solving, graphing, and writing equations, system of equations, and functions. Teachers collaborate regularly every Wednesday to plan lessons and create common assessments. We also offer a math enrichment program for all qualifying algebra and geometry students. These students will meet weekly to prepare for future nationwide math competitions, including the AMC8 and the MOEMs. We have a lot of great things to offer in our math department. And now I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Martinez, who will be sharing a little bit about science.
I'm speaking today on behalf of both middle schools and representing science in the New Haven School District. I teach at IVCMS, and I've been lucky enough to teach there for the past 7 years. A little bit of our curriculum. In New Haven, our middle schools follow the NGSS standards, or Next Generation Science Standards, which integrates all branches of science. This includes earth, space, life, and physical science. Students learn not just about the branches of science, but also how they connect to each other. So oftentimes they'll be learning multiple parts of science at the same time and to learn their connections to each other. Lessons are taught with scientific and engineering practices in mind by using hands-on activities, discussion, and exploration of scientific concepts. Curriculum at both schools uses STEM Scopes, which is a digital curriculum, and also aligns with NGSS. Some practices we follow include the engineering practices, which allow students to plan, draw. They go through the design process, they revise their work, they use data-driven decision-making, they learn about failure analysis and engineering trade-offs. We do a lot of engineering projects in middle school. We also learn about the scientific method, controlling variables, testing hypotheses, using data, analyzing, and sharing results. And we learn a lot of laboratory skills, since there's also, in addition to engineering projects, there's a lot of labs that are done in science. Students learn skills like avoiding contamination, practicing lab safety, measuring accurately, and many other skills. Part of the NGSS is also cross-cutting concepts, which allows the students to think in terms of claim evidence reasoning. So they're able to provide a claim or an idea, back it up with evidence, and support it with reasoning, where they explain how their evidence proves their claim. Think of it as a scientific version of a persuasive paragraph. Students also learn about scale and modeling, looking for mathematical relationships when looking at data, and the strengths and weaknesses of models, both physical and virtual models. Following our units covered by grade level, while they might not be covered in the same exact order at both middle schools, we cover the same units. In 6th grade, throughout the year, we learn about engineering, so it's sprinkled in throughout the other units. It's not its own separate unit. 6th graders then learn about characteristics of life, what makes something count as living, levels of organization in organisms, starting from a cell, going up through tissue to cell tissue, organs, and body systems. They also learn about the structure and function of cells, the structure and function of body systems. They learn about genetics, what gives us our traits and makes us look the way we do. States of matter, thermal energy transfer, water cycle, weather, climate change, and human impact on climate change. Then, when they move on to 7th grade, students learn a little bit more about chemistry. They build on what they've started to learn about states of matter and add on to that. They then learn about ecosystems and how animals within those ecosystems interact with each other. They learn engineering principles. They learn about plate tectonics and geology, the formation of rocks. They learn about volcanoes and earthquakes. Finally, in 8th grade, there's an even heavier emphasis on the scientific experimental design, the engineering design cycle, Newtonian forces and motion, cycles in the solar system, waves and light, evolution and the history of life on Earth, as well as a mini unit on digital and analog data storage and transmission. Here's a couple examples of labs throughout science. In 6th grade, 6th graders are, after learning about different kinds of cells, you actually get the chance to see those cells underneath microscopes. On the left, we have an example of plant cells from an Elodea plant. Students are able to look at the plant and identify organelles or the parts of cells that they're able to see. They are then able to compare that to animal cells. In this case, the animal cells on the right are actually cheek cells from a student. They used a toothpick to scrape off those cheek cells, and we were able to see what an animal cell from someone that the students actually know, their own classmates, what that looks like underneath a microscope. And like I said, they're able to compare the organelles, and they're able to think about similarities and differences between the two types of cells. Here's what that work kind of looks like using the microscopes. They're then able to draw what they've observed and write down the comparisons that they were able to see, as well as differences. Another way we learn other than through the use of scientific equipment is by using art. Oftentimes, students will use art as well as written explanations to explain what they've learned. So we're not just using science, but we're also using a little bit of English, a little bit of math, and art, which really helps the students learn. In addition to using those different parts of school in order to learn about science, we also do a lot of hands-on activities, which relies heavily on working as a team. On the left side, there's an engineering activity where students had to design a tower using limited materials. So a lot of working together and hands-on activities. Here's a couple of examples of students working outside. And that's it for science. I'll be passing it on to Jen Nemechek, who will be talking about visual and performing arts.
Hi, I'm Jen Nemechek, the Activities Director and Leadership Teacher at IVCMS, and I'm going to speak with you this evening about our electives program. We do have some different electives at the different middle schools. At CCMS, on their activity wheel, they offer courses such as social justice, cooking, and multimedia. And at IVC, we offer classes like art, drama, and ukulele. But both middle schools offer courses that will help feed into those nationally recognized programs at our James Logan High School that you're probably already familiar with. First, both schools offer Spanish as an opportunity for students to get a jump on their foreign language requirement that they're going to have in high school. At the end of the year, they can take the placement exam to find out which Spanish course they can start with at Logan. Then we have forensics. We have a speech and debate course at both middle schools that the speech director at Logan actually works with those teachers in order to make sure that our programs are aligned with theirs. The students have an opportunity to participate and observe in Logan speech tournaments so that the kids really get a feel for what it's like to be in those programs. And that is one of the opportunities that being in our middle school allows, so that those kids can really see what it's like to be in those programs and get exposed to being at the tournaments and understanding the expectations around being in that program. Additionally, you may already know about Color Guard because in New Haven, Color Guard begins at the elementary school level. But both of our middle schools offer competitive teams in the extracurricular activity. So it's not a class, but these teams compete against middle schools and also some high schools from around the Bay Area in order to get that experience again, so that if they're interested in participating in the Color Guard program at Logan, also nationally recognized, they have the opportunity to really get a feel for what that is like, and get the experience of being on a competitive team that feeds into the Logan program, before they step foot on that Logan campus. And so that's another opportunity. Next, I want to speak to you about our music programs. So both middle schools offer a choir program, and the Logan choir director works with both of our choir directors at the middle school level. And in fact, just last week, our middle school choirs were able to sing with the Logan choir. They performed in that beautiful PAC building that Logan has, and they were able to work together with the Logan students to really, again, experience that opportunity, get that opportunity to experience what it's like to perform at that high school level. The Logan choir has taken trips all over the country, and that program is so strong, again, because of that feeder school into the Logan program. And then finally, you may know that our Logan Band, again, a nationally recognized program, has been very, very successful for many, many years. And one of the reasons is because many of the students who are in the Logan Band begin their band education in the 6th grade at middle school. Both the band directors at CCMS and at IVC have high school band director experience, and they work very closely with the band director at Logan to make sure that they're preparing the students to enter that Logan Band competitive band world. Our students have the opportunity to perform in many different ways and venues. They also sometimes participate in competitive band programs, giving the kids that opportunity to get comfortable with that experience, so that they're more prepared for that Logan Band. All of these things are opportunities for our kids who are entering high school. We have all these amazing nationally recognized programs at Logan. And one of the things that's really great is our middle school students are getting that experience early so that then when they go to Logan, they can spend their time really focused on the thing that they're most interested in. And as we know, with college being as competitive as it is these days, everything that they do in high school can really impact their ability to get into the college of their choice. And so having these middle school opportunities to really see what those Logan programs are like is something that is really beneficial for our students, and one of the reasons why our programs remain so high quality over the course of time. And so I think that's something that's really important to mention. Next, I want to introduce you to Robert Flores, who is a PE teacher at CCMS, who will speak about PE and athletics. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our presentation. My name is Robert Flores, and I have the privilege of being the department head for the physical education department at Cesar Chavez Middle School. Cesar Chavez and New Haven Unified is a place I hold dear to my heart. I promoted from CCMS and was also a graduate from James Logan High School. At Chavez, we believe that physical education is about so much more than just playing games. It's about learning lifelong habits of health and wellness, teaching teamwork and leadership, and building resilience and character that would last a lifetime. Our PE program is strong and diverse. Our students travel through many different sports units, along with physical fitness workouts and exciting fun Fridays. From learning new skills in sports like volleyball, basketball, and soccer, to testing their limits with activities like track and field or even wrestling. Every unit is designed to challenge them physically and mentally. 7th graders dive into activities like multicultural dance and have to complete state physical fitness testing, while 6th graders explore the fast-paced world of pickleball and tumbling. By 8th grade, students are refining their skills in team handball, speed mitten, and even rugby. If students at CCMS find themselves interested in taking their athletic skills a step further, we also offer a unique opportunity to participate in the SACMall League. This league is a huge part of middle school athletics in our district. It gives our students a chance to compete against other schools from all over the Bay Area, such as Creekside Middle School and Bancroft Middle School in San Leandro, just to name a few. These students participate in a variety of sports, including cross country, volleyball, soccer, and as you can see, much more. SACMall is not just about winning, it's about growth. It's where students learn to set goals, work as a team, and take pride in representing their schools. Many of our coaches in SACMall also assist at the high school. Our athletes get exposure to high school level competition. This creates a direct pipeline for students with athletic ambition to pursue excellence in high school sports and even beyond. Our staff, admin, and the supportive parents at the middle schools make this all possible. When students are cheered from the stands, see familiar faces at sporting events, or when parents simply remind their students to bring their PE uniform, all of it combined helps build a program that I am definitely proud of. At Cesar Chavez Middle School, we believe in the power of movement to transform lives. Whether it's through a heart-pounding mile run, a SACMall championship game, or a moment of victory in a PE class, we are preparing students not just for sports, but for life. Thank you for listening and for your role that you play in your students' journey. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Have a good night. And now, Sylvia Marquez.
Thank you, Coach Flores. My name is Sylvia Marquez, and I've been a part of the leadership program at TCMS since I was in the 6th grade. The leadership program has given me the opportunity to practice and learn countless skills, from public speaking and time management to collaborating with all kinds of different students and organizations on campus. Our program is responsible for a lot. In leadership, we like to say that school culture begins with us. Leadership is responsible for many of the fun things that happen at middle schools. For example, we set up dances. For the first time this year, we will have a 6th grade only dance, and we also have about 2 or 3 dances a year for our 7th and 8th graders. We have movie nights. These happen in the NPR, where we have cushions and snacks and watch a movie that the students have voted on. We also set up festivals like our Oktoberfest, where we have our world famous haunted house that CCMS leadership students have been hosting for 20 years that we open to the community. As we speak, my classmates are hard at work putting that together for the school and community. Spirit rallies. These are super exciting and usually happen right before we play a big game against our crosstown rivals at IVCMS. We have contests between classes and wear our spirit shirts to get everyone pumped up. We also tend to the staff hosting multiple staff appreciation events a year, like our fall Halloween house painting party, where staff can decorate some fun decorations and enjoy some snacks and treats. Last but not least, we create the school's yearbook. All fun aside, I think that the one thing we are most proud of in leadership is our WEB program. WEB stands for Where Everybody Belongs, and it's a mentorship program for the 6th graders on campus. When I first got to middle school, I was terrified to have to go to a new school with a bunch of new kids. At orientation, I was split with my core class for the year, along with some of the older students who were a part of the WEB program. Those WEB students gave us a tour of the school and helped me connect with my classmates. On the first day of school, they helped me open my locker and find my classes. I'm still very grateful that they were there to help me, and now that I am in the 8th grade WEB program, I was able to help the incoming 6th graders feel comfortable coming to middle school. 8th grade WEB leaders meet with their cohorts about once a month to talk to them about things that are going on campus, help them with the questions they have, and support them throughout their transition to middle school. The last thing I would like to talk about is I think the most important to me. This program has given me and a lot of my classmates a safe space to grow up. Mr. Varela is a passionate and intense guy that creates an environment that allows for all of us to become a family, something I have come to appreciate every day. Being in leadership has allowed me to meet my closest friends, impressive students who share the same passion for the community as I do, and above all has raised my confidence as a student. as a young woman, and as a future leader. I look forward to continuing my leadership journey at Logan, and it is because of this program that I feel confident enough to know that I have something to offer. Thank you. And now introducing Mr. Camacho, Cesar Chavez Principal.
Thank you, Sylvia. Hello, my name is Ramon Camacho, and I am the principal of Cesar Chavez Middle School. I will begin my presentation by speaking about our two-way dual language immersion program, TWDL. CCMS welcomed the first group of Spanish TWDL students from Cyril's Elementary this year. These students have a unique schedule, and each year while at CCMS, they will take 2 classes in Spanish, Spanish language arts, and history. The teachers in these classes will only speak Spanish to their students 100% of the time. The other courses include English language arts, science, math, and PE. TWDL students also have the option to take an elective course, and they do this by selecting a 0-period PE class, which starts at 7:10 a.m. We are excited to offer the TWDL program to students so they can prepare to take the AP Spanish course and test by the time they get to Logan High School. At both middle schools, we have school counselors that are available to support you and your student. The middle school years can prove to be challenging as students grow into their next phase of life. Counselors offer an array of supports, including planning student academic pathways, a 6th through 12th grade plan to prepare for college. Counselors can also provide support with academic, personal, family, health, social, and peer concerns. They can also assist with finding support resources outside of school. Each school has 3 counselors, and they are responsible for students based on an alphabetic breakdown of last names. Counselors are easy to get a hold of via email or by phone, and their contact information is listed on the school website. Students are offered a variety of electives, and each grade level determines which classes students will be able to take. Students at all 3 grade levels are able to take the activity wheel. The activity wheel is an offering of 3 different introductory courses at the start of each trimester. In the 6th grade, students could take Food and Textiles, Intro to Leadership, Multimedia, or Intro to Spanish. In the 7th grade, some of the activity wheel offerings include Food and Textiles, Intro to Spanish, and Multimedia. In the 8th grade, possible activity wheel offerings include Speech and Debate, Social Justice, Food and Textiles, and Intro to Spanish. We also offer year-long electives, and in the 6th grade, students can choose between band and choir. The year-long elective offerings are in the 7th grade include Leadership, Band, Choir, and Spanish 1. The year-long electives offered in the 8th grade include Leadership, STEM, Band, Choir, and either Spanish 1 or 2. Cesar Chavez also offers a number of clubs that either meet during lunch or after school. These offerings include Youth Alive, Hawks Rock for music appreciation, Library Helpers, Creative Society, an art club, Garden Club, Chavez Spin Club for those interested in color guard, Wrestling Club, Runners and Explorers of Alameda Creek Club, and the Asian and Pacific Islander Appreciation Club. The school website shares dates and times that the clubs meet. At Cesar Chavez, we also offer math classes in partnership with the UC Davis C-STEM program. We are growing the program at CCMS and have 2 6th grade classrooms that offer the program, 1 in 7th and 1 in 8th grade. We will continue to grow the program and include more teachers next year. C-STEM stands for Computing, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. C-STEM in the classroom includes using a website called RoboBlocky. This is an online platform that teaches coding, robotics, math, and other subjects through a block-based computing environment. RoboBlocky is a project of the UC Davis Integration Engineering Laboratory and UC Davis C-STEM. Most of the time, students will be completing math assignments that are aligned with our board-adopted curriculum, and about once a month they will complete robot challenges using LinkBot hardware. In the 8th grade, counselors teach students to register for classes at Logan by teaching students the A through G requirements for college. We also have students from Logan come to Cesar Chavez to share information about the clubs offered, the Puente program, and the forensics program, which is speech and debate. We also take the entire 8th grade class on college field trips to local universities, including UC Berkeley, Stanford, Cal State East Bay, San Francisco State, and Santa Clara. We look forward to meeting you in the spring and at the end of the summer when we host our web orientation. Next, I present to you Kimberly Pettit, the principal of Itliong-Vera Cruz Middle School.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Pettit, and I am the principal here at Itliong-Vera Cruz Middle School. Itliong-Vera Cruz Middle School was established in 1971. Originally, we were named Alvarado Middle School. Our school was renamed in 2015 to honor the activism, labor, and lives of Larry Itliong and Philip Vera Cruz. Currently, we have nearly 1,100 students who attend IVCMS. IVCMS takes pride in our variety of engaging electives like art, drama, and ukulele. IVC highlights student leadership through our student-designed yearbook, and as mentioned earlier, we also offer dramatic interpretation as part of our elective wheel, a class where students will delve into the fundamentals of public speaking, different forms of debate, speech developing, and the basics of acting. Where Everyone Belongs is a middle school transition program that welcomes 6th graders and makes them feel comfortable throughout the first year of their middle school experience. WEB, an acronym for Where Everyone Belongs, is built on the belief that students want to and can help other students succeed. The WEB Middle School Transition Program trains members of the 8th grade class to be WEB leaders as positive role models. WEB leaders are motivators, leaders, and teachers who guide 6th graders to discover what it takes to be successful in middle school. We also have over 20 after-school clubs for students to participate in. This list evolves to meet the requests of our students. Our students benefit from hands-on project-based learning. In 7th grade core, students practice their research skills by selecting a person who's faced adversity in their lives and persevered to make a positive impact on the world. Students synthesize their findings and write a speech from the perspective on their subject, which culminates in a wax museum speech that they enact for 6th grade students and for families on open house night. In 8th grade core, students present their college research projects to students, staff, and their families. When 8th graders learn the U.S. Constitution, student teams work on a proposal and presentation on a 28th Amendment to panels of experts from our community. The last major project is the U.S. expansion, and students are tasked to showcase their documentaries about major U.S. territories and state acquisitions. Each of these projects, students are working to answer compelling questions to build their critical thinking skills. In addition to our back-to-school night and open house parent nights, we also host dissection nights for all grades. In 6th grades, they're dissecting sheep eggs. 7th grade, or sheep eyes. In 7th grade, they're dissecting squid, and in 8th grade, it's frogs. We have opportunities for parents to participate in our school through various committees, such as the School Site Council, English Learner Advisory Committee, as well as our Parent Volunteer Committee. On Wednesdays, we have Caring Cougar Days. This is a social emotional learning lessons are presented every Wednesday. Topics include respect, empathy, and integrity, along with honoring dignity, community, and responsible leadership. We're piloting a new student program focused on community building between scholars at IVCMS and neighboring Alvarado Elementary School. This program is called Cougars and Cubs. The program will allow students from IVC to share presentations to 5th grade students at Alvarado Elementary, which aim to support SEL competencies, including self-management, self-awareness, relationship skills, social awareness, and responsible decision-making. Additionally, the program would align with themes highlighted in the district's SEL curriculum, including dignity and community building. Our EL program focuses on the 4 domains: reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and works alongside our core ELA curriculum. We use Language Launch to support foundation skills, as well as Read 180, which is designed to boost academic reading skills, and English 3D, which is focused on writing through scaffolded prompts. These systems give students the skills they need to not only succeed in high school, but beyond. We're also proud of our high reclassification rate for our English learners, which we believe highlights our commitment to supporting all students. Throughout the year, we have assemblies. This year, we had a 7th grade medieval tournament assembly. Coming up in November, we've got a BMX bikes assembly. We've got dance performances coming in December, along with band and choir assemblies. In the past, we've had ancient Rome and Civil War for history, some big cats, and the planetarium dome for science. Our dedicated staff is committed to fostering a nurturing and engaging environment that encourages curiosity and a love for learning. We provide a well-rounded curriculum that not only focuses on academics, but also emphasizes character development, creativity, and critical thinking. We believe that every child has unique strengths and talents, and we work closely with families to ensure that each student receives the support they need to thrive. Our extracurricular programs and community involvement opportunities further enrich the educational experience. So, for cutting-edge education, enrichment activities, and programs that prepare your students for success, we would love to welcome you and your child to Itliong-Vera Cruz Middle School. Next, I'd like to introduce from Decoto School for Independent Study, Ms. Dana Chavez.
Hi, I'm Dana Chavez, Director of Educational Options, and I'm here to talk about our Decoto School for Independent Study, and specifically our middle school program that we offer. At Decoto School for Independent Study, we offer a fully customizable, flexible scheduling option for our middle school students. And that means a few things. It means that students of all different academic ability levels can build a schedule from the ground up to meet their learning needs. Additionally, our students can decide where and how they take their classes. Students who would like to come onto campus and meet with their teacher twice weekly in person may do so. We are housed at the former Barnard White Middle School campus. Students can also exercise a virtual or a hybrid option. Students who exercise the hybrid are able to meet with their teacher in person and virtually as they agree upon it with their teacher. At Decoto School for Independent Study, our students engage in a standard middle school course pathway, similar to what they would be taking if they were at CCMS or IVC. All of our coursework is delivered through Edgenuity educational software program. So while there's no direct instruction, students can take their work wherever they go and be able to complete their coursework at their pace, which really lends itself to the busy lives of so many of our middle school students and their busy families. Students who would like to maintain a connection with their middle school at Decoto School for Independent Study can enter a concurrent enrollment option. And that means students can maintain a connection to their middle school by taking a unique class such as band or their wheel courses, while taking the rest of their core subjects at Decoto School for Independent Study. And this is a great option for students who would like to not disconnect fully from their middle school. Perhaps the student has a desire to return full-time the year following their concurrent enrollment. So it really keeps the student connected to both worlds. All students at Decoto School for Independent Study are able to participate in clubs, play sports, and attend after-school functions at CCMS and IVC. And again, another great option for our students who are doing their coursework full-time with us at Decoto, but would also like to maintain a connection to their middle school. We realize at Decoto School for Independent Study that our students are taking a very non-traditional academic path. With that in mind, we try to offer as many on-campus activities to give our students a sense of a traditional school setting. Recently, our students engaged in an artwork project where they painted rocks and engaged with classmates and family members. Students are also busy working on building a little library that's going to be constructed and placed on our campus. So it will be filled with books that students can access, staff members, and any of our community partners who come to our campus to visit will have an opportunity to access this little library that was handmade by students. With Halloween recently, our students were able to come onto campus and participate in a costume contest. Additionally, students can also take field trips and attend special events. So we had a recent hike where students were able to get out, get some fresh air, and walk around our beautiful community. Students also recently took a field trip to a local establishment to learn the behind-the-scenes look at the restaurant business and what it takes to run a very busy place like Texas Roadhouse. For all of our students in our middle school program who finished their middle school journey with us at the end of 8th grade, we host an end-of-year reception where all of our students come and they're celebrated for all of their hard work and their motivation and everything they accomplished in their time with us in middle school. Finally, none of this would be possible without the experienced and highly qualified staff and staff members that we have at Decoto School for Independent Study. All of our staff members, our teachers, they've all chosen to work at Decoto because they understand that all students need something different from one to the next. And they recognize that, and they do everything they can to meet the needs of all of our students, whether those are social emotional needs, academic needs, everything that a student needs, they're given at Decoto School for Independent Study in order for them to be successful.